Welcome, students, again to the next session of Union Government, where we were continuing with this chapter 18, Legislature, Union Legislature. In my previous class, I discussed about the tenure of Lok Sabha, powers and functions of Speaker, and also the composition of Raj Sabha, where I told you the maximum strength is 250 and also given you the present strength of Raj Sabha, that is 245, out of which 233 is representing from states and union territories and 12 is nominated by President, and these persons who are being nominated by President are distinguished personalities from the fields of art, literature, science, sports, social service, etc. And how they are elected? Here the people do not participate directly in the election of Rajya Sabha. Here they are being elected by elected members of state legislative assemblies who are called MLAs. So the elected members from different states elect the members of Rajya Sabha. Next we came to qualification also, that to become the member of Rajya Sabha one must be 30 years of age, must be his or name in the voter list, and also an Indian citizen. Children, along with that, other also must not hold two posts. And it will also possess those qualifications if anything is added in the constitution time to time. Next is election and tenure. Like Lok Sabha, Raj Sabha is different. It is a permanent house, it never dissolves, and the members, every 2 years, 1/3 of the members retire and are replaced by newly members. Presiding officer, Vice President of India is the presiding officer, where I told you that who is the Vice President at present. You have given I had given you the assignment, you have done there. So, and after Vice President, who is the chairman of Raj Sabha, deputy chairperson is also there. And what is the role of deputy chairperson of Raj Sabha? To work in the absence of chairman of Raj Sabha, and he will perform all the duties of him or her. Now today we are going to start about the Union Parliament. Before going into this, in my previous class I also discussed about the difference between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, where I gave you some headings through which you can recall the difference between Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha. Its meaning, that it is directly elected, that's why it is called House of People. It is representing states, so it is called Council of States. Then we came also to tenure, where it is 5 years, and Raj Sabha is for 6 years. Age, Lok Sabha, to become a member of Lok Sabha 25, and the other is Raj Sabha, where the age is 30. Presiding officer, Speaker is the presiding officer of Lok Sabha, whereas Vice President, who is the chairman, he is the presiding officer of Raj Sabha. Election process here is also different, that here the people directly elect, but here they are elected by the members of state legislative assemblies. Next we come to nature and strength. Nature and strength. Nature, Lok Sabha is for 5 years, but it can be dissolved before 5 years, whereas Raj Sabha is a permanent house. Next, strength, where we discussed about the maximum strength is 552 for Lok Sabha and 250 for Raj Sabha. No confidence motion means it does not takes place in Rajya Sabha. No confidence means if the party who is leading the government, if that party loses the majority in the house, then the Council of Ministers resign, and this message is conveyed by the Prime Minister to the President to dissolve the house. Money bill, it can only be introduced in Lok Sabha. Joint sitting, here the Speaker has the more important power compared to Chairman of Rajya Sabha, who do not possess this power. Speaker can call a joint sitting of both the houses in the Parliament, and when this will be called, when there will need a debate and discussions on any matter except money bill. Retirement, also that every 2 years 1/3 members retire and are replaced by newly elected members in the case of Rajya Sabha. But here in Lok Sabha, whoever are the MPs, they are elected for 5 years. But if it is dissolved before 5 years, then again he or she will contest the election when the election will take place. So these were all the differences. These were the point through which we can differentiate between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Now the next topic is powers and functions of Union Parliament, where we will come across different powers. So the first power is legislative power. Legislative power, which is the highest law-making body? Parliament. From here, one word question, or for 1 marks the question comes that which is the highest law-making body? Parliament. Why it is called Parliament? Its other name is also Sansad. It is also called Sansad. Why it is the highest law-making body? Because here Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha sits in this Parliament and make laws. That's why Parliament is the highest law-making body, which you call it Sansad also. It make laws. What laws are made in this Parliament? Laws are made on union list, concurrent list, and residuary subjects. Why it is not mentioned here state list? Children, because this state list comes under the state government to make laws, and they sit in the legislative body there in different states and make laws. But if in certain circumstances, if there is a need to make law, then the Parliament can interfere and make law on the subjects given in state list. Otherwise, it will make laws on union list, concurrent list, and residuary subjects, which I have explained in my second lecture. What are these lists? The making of law is initiated by introducing a legislative proposal for the bill other than many bill in either of the 2 houses of Parliament. What is the first procedure? That the bill will be introduced in the house, in any house, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, except money bill. You have to write this point. This is your first point. Legislative power. Parliament is the highest law-making body. Second is that the law will be, the making of law is done by introducing legislative proposal for the bill, which is the first step. Other than money bill means it does not applies in the case of money bill, and it will, where it will be introduced in either house, 2 houses of the Parliament. In except money bill, approval of both the houses is necessary for passing a bill. and to becoming a bill to convert to law. In money bill, it does not need the approval of Rajya Sabha, but in ordinary bill, it needs the approval of both the houses. And if there is a case of disagreement, if there is some debates or discussions needed to take place in the parliament, in the case of ordinary bill, then a joint meeting of both the houses will be called by the speaker, and there a voting will take place, and the majority vote will be taken into account. But there is no provision for joint meeting in case of money bill. I am repeatedly telling you this is the difference between money bill and ordinary bill. After the bill is passed, so children, after this bill is been approved by both the houses, it is sent to the president for his or her consent. Because unless and until president give its consent, it cannot become a law. That's why I told you previously also that the real power is vested in the hands of Prime Minister. But here all the procedures takes place, but when it comes to the point of bill, when it becomes a law, president's consent is very much essential. That's why he is the head of the state. So once the consent is given by the president, it becomes a law. So this is all about the legislative powers of Union Parliament. So let come point wise, because in question when it comes, individual question is also there, that what is the legislative power of Union Parliament. Let me tell you a point wise. This will be helping you to write the answers. Where first point is Parliament is the highest lawmaking body, right? Now second is the making of a law. The making of law is done by introducing a legislative proposal for the bill. Mean, if any bill have to convert it into a law, a legislative proposal is very essential, and where this proposal will take place, in either of the two houses of the parliament. But here you will write except money bill, right? After that, approvals, third point you will write that approval of both the houses is very much essential to pass a bill and to become it a law. Fourth point you will write that if there is a disagreement between the two houses, that is Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, in case of ordinary bill, then a joint meeting of both the houses will take place by the speaker, and in this joint meeting a majority vote will be counted, and in this way the bill will be approved by the both houses. And the last point you will write, then after the approval it is sent to the president for its consent to become a law. You can write in own words. Don't copy the same sentence from the book. Write in your own words so that the answers become short, and if you write in your own words, then it will be easy for you to write. If you use your own language, that will be very easy. You don't have to mug out the answer. You don't have to just wrote it out. Means you don't have to learn each and every line. You won't become a rote learner. Here, by your language skill, you can make your own answers. So this is the legislative power of Union Parliament, which is very important for the to become a law. So children, you will go through this topic, and in my next session, when I will continue this control over executive and financial power, after that I will give you short questions on these topics. Thank you, children.